Good morning, everyone. Good morning, race car friends. Welcome to Drag Drive Repeat News presented by Summit Racing for April 5th, 2025. Y'all, today's a good show. We've got Circuit 2025 updates. Obviously, we're not doing that because we're in our studios. And then we've got sick wildcard updates. We've got Drag and Drive event updates and some Drag and Drive build updates that you guys haven't heard about in months. I can't wait to talk about these things. And then Martin Kilroy drove from Virginia to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and had a huge adventure in his 1929 Model A. So, Mr. Eric White, please hit that intro video. Let's do this thing, man.
All right, let's go.
All right, guys, you know the deal. This is the Drag Drive Repeat News. This is a 1 hour episode that is just really hard hitting news and updates from the Drag and Drive community, which I can't wait today, dude. This is a good one. So, if y'all don't know, my name is Mike Narks. I'm the host of this news episode and the show that happens on Wednesday nights, which is kind of our long form 2 hour setup. We have interview guests and all that kind of stuff. And then my right hand man, Mr. Eric White here. Man, introduce yourself. Tell them what you got going on, dude. You're a busy guy.
I am Eric White, co-host of both the show and the news. Right-hand man, basically anything that's drag, drive, repeat related, the circuit related, artwork, photos, videos, all kinds of stuff like that I'm involved in. And also helping some other events do artwork for their event as well. So stay busy with all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that is for sure. And dude, it's really been fun. There's stuff that pops up for other events. Like a lot of the things that, I'm so busy on my side, I don't see what Eric's working on his side. I'll see something, I'm like, Eric did that. I just have like this style, man. It's really cool. So I'm excited about that. Let's just get right into this thing, man. Summit Racing, they sponsor all of this stuff. So we're going to do the ad read and then we're going to thank all of our race car friends. So Summit Racing's speed legacy began in 1968 as a one-man startup and is now the world's speed shop with 4 huge facilities and 200 plus catalog editions. That's an important phrase there because we're going to be talking about some of that coming up. Fueling your passion, they save you money, deliver fast, and offer top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to your speed parts. Find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and on the On All Cylinders podcast for more automotive discussions like this one. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. I know that's right. And guys, listen, the race car friends, man, they came out in force this week, dude. We had a very, very tough call Thursday morning. Dude, did you hear my voice crack right there? Like, I was not expecting that. We at last minute decided to postpone the circuit 2025. One of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. I'm telling you right now. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes. But dude, the race car friends community just came out, and the crazy part is it was the right decision. I mean, like it's rained nonstop since we made that choice. So, anyways, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, sharing, commenting, all the kind of stuff that you guys do every week on all this, and then all the posts we have too. And then thank you so much to our sponsors. When you make a choice like that, you really hope that they're going to be behind you and not just completely beat you up. So Summit Racing, Tommy, sent over a message almost immediately saying he thought it was a good choice to move it back as well, just because of it would have not been as much fun. So Summit Racing, Deech Works, great folks over there, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, and Jay and Brian were 131 miles from Tulsa. So they were like 800 miles into their trip and had to turn around. So Waff Racing, same situation. He was almost to Tulsa. Performa Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. We can't do that. We can't do what we do without them. That is for sure. So we appreciate all of our sponsors. Again, Summit being a big part of what we do here. When you are shopping for your next round of parts, make sure you grab that Drag Drive Repeat Summit branded merch. They've got the big brim hats. They've got t-shirts like what I'm wearing under this Summit hoodie, but they also have the Drag Drive Repeat hoodies, which you could use this weekend because it's going to be in the 20s in the morning here in the middle part of the country. So kind of crazy. All right. Well, let's talk about circuit stuff, y'all. New dates, man. Circuit 2025 new dates are June 27th through 29th. VIP Tech is still going to be that Thursday on the 26th. The hardest part about this was trying to figure out dates that we could work with Tulsa, because we need 2 days at Tulsa. That's hard when you've already got the schedule set. I wanted to keep Mocan because Mocan has been so supportive of us for so long. Like we've hosted events at Mocan since 2013, so very, very long time. We are being fit in. I can't thank Craig and Tyler enough for the conversations to help us get there. And thank you to Jimmy at Tulsa. The cool part about that is we can keep the same tracks, we keep the same route, and we keep the same route stops, which is a big deal because I'm telling you, when you see the photos from Martin Kilroy later on in this episode, this trip is going to be a blast, especially with 200 plus cars. This is a huge deal for the folks that signed up, like all 200 and something people that are signed up, waitlisters and people that decided to back out. You are now back on the list. Okay, so with the new dates, everyone is like is an entered party right now. Okay, we understand it takes a few days to get kind of, can I get the days off work? Do we have anything going on? I need to talk to my spouse. I need to see what's going on with the kids, all that kind of stuff. So we're giving everyone until April 12th, which is next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. We're giving you guys until then to figure out if you can make these dates work, or if you need to push your entry to the Circuit 2026. So we obviously want folks to come. That we wanted to host this event so bad, but it didn't happen in April. So it's going to happen in June, which is exciting. The camping temperatures will be much better.
Yeah,
here at night for sure. This is going to be better. I feel like, sadly, we will not move back to June moving forward because June is so busy, which we're going to talk about in the event segment later too. But this is I just can't say thanks enough to all the folks, all the tracks, all the route stops, because every route stop said they would stay on, because there's things that go into that too, like sponsorships. There's some routes like Hendrick Heating and Air, which is Clint Sadowski's place. He could have just said, "Hey, take my name off of the sponsorship for the class and the route stop because I won't be here," or something like that. He could have done that very easily, but he didn't. So I appreciate all of those guys staying on board, and that's kind of what took the time to get all that locked in. Plus, we needed to make sure we could do this schedule with the track. So that's the dates: June 27th through 29th. This is really kind of it's going to be fun. I'm telling you, it's going to be fun. I'm super nervous now though, because the folks that bowed out because of the rain, many spots were taken. Like we're somewhere around like 235, 238, something like that. Which could be a real problem, right? So, and what we're seeing most of on the posts and comments is that folks are coming. So we're that's where I really figure people will get through the weekend. That was kind of posted yesterday afternoon. So folks will get through the weekend. They'll talk to their bosses on Monday. Find out if they can come or not. And that's why we made the opportunity. This is a one-time offer. You have until April 12th to make up your mind if you're coming to the Circuit 2025, June 27th through 29th, or if you're moving your entry back until the Circuit 2026. So, anyways. I'm pumped, man. It's going to be really cool. Within that, why don't you talk about this next highlight here about this about what happened?
Yeah. So as you guys know, our announcer for the last few years has been Cliff Parvin. Well, unfortunately, with changing the dates, things come up, and Cliff isn't able to do our announcing this year, but we did find somebody else, and that somebody else is none other than Adam Dory is going to be announcing the Circuit 2025. How freaking cool is that?
Dude, I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped to have Adam on the mic in this because there's a lot of Rocky Mountain Race Weekers that are going to be here. So, he's going to be able to call their names just as he calls, so it's going to be really, really cool. And he's going to meet a bunch of new people too. So that'll be fun.
Yep. And he'll get to see what the circuit's about, and that's the fun that we have, and it's all the stuff that we do outside of the track, because I think
Yep.
we do a really good job of entertaining when we're not just at the track. So I'm excited for the circuit. I'm excited for Adam. I'm excited for all of our race car friends that are going to be able to make it. Like you said, we were doing everything we could to make this weekend a party, even though there wasn't going to be much racing. So we're going to still have some fun stuff that's going on in June. It'll be good. Well, we're going to have a lot of fun still.
Yeah, that is for sure. All right, man. Let's move into some Driven Racing Oil event updates.
All right. Driven Racing Oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application, whether launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat of off road and circle track, or pushing limits in top field drag boats and demo derbies. Winning racers choose GP1. Compatible with engines from classic hot rods to cutting edge race machines, GP1's unique surface cling and Heising formulation ensures superior wear protection, particularly for flat tappet camshafts, while solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. Crafted from the legendary Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil, then enhanced with state of the art additive packages, GP1 offers the best in protection and performance. And you guys know drivenracingoil.com is where you can go to pick up your oil or any Driven merchandise. And then social media, Instagram and Facebook at Driven Racing Oil.
Yes, that is for sure. Driven, love the team over there. Well, dude, let's get into some event stuff, man. I'm pumped about this one. Another new event for 2025, Roadrunner Rally. Registration opens April 20th. This is going to be cool, man. It's like Abilene, Texas. This is kind of that whole area down there, Roswell, New Mexico. This is going to be a really, really fun event, and I hope I can end up making it in October. Again, registration opens April 20th.
Yep. And then next up is the Sick at the Rock. This is on April 12th through 13th. So what we're looking at next weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. This says 12th through 13th, but the picture here says 10th through 12th.
Uh-oh.
So I'm assuming it's the 10th through 12th.
Yeah, if that's on their artwork, that's what it is.
Yeah. So April 10th through 12th, which is still, that's going to start next Thursday and go through Saturday. $30,000 on a 2-day drag and drive event. This is going to be interesting to see how their first, kind of NMCA crossover deal turns out. I'm excited to see how that goes, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really interesting event here. And I like the idea of the single class, multiple categories. That's kind of I'm really intrigued to see how that comes out. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that Sick is doing right now for this.
Yep.
And then Road Trip Drag Challenge is obviously the same weekend in Australia. So we have, 2 different parts of the world over here doing events. Lakeside on day 1, Warwick on day 2, and Willowbank on day 3. So 3 different tracks for this drag and drive. This is fun. They're going to have a 650 shootout, 750 shootout, DYO challenge, and then this is something I've never seen before: foot brake 330.
Yeah.
What the heck, man? That sounds really, really fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a hold of them and kind of get the details around what that is.
Yep. Yep. So good luck to Mick and the team over there. This is a really cool event.
Yep. And then next up, we've got Carolina Drag Cruise coming up April 24th through 27th. And this is at Shady Side Dragway is where they're starting out for that.
Yeah. And this one, again, 3-day event, completely sold out. Jump on the wait list. If you're anywhere near this one, this is going to be a good one. Again, big racer party on Saturday night, 150-mile drive on Saturday. I mean, this is a really fun event. One of the original regional events out there. So,
Yep.
and then last up, I want to talk about Back to the Streets, which is our next event after Carolina Drag Cruise. So we go almost 3 weeks, or really almost 4 weeks, without an event, which seems pretty strange to me as we get kind of wound up in the season here. Back to the Streets, Indiana. I love the new tracks: Brown County Dragway, Muncie Dragway, and Bunker Hill. This is going to be a good one. No prep, drag and drive. This is going to be a really, really fun event. If you have never been to Back to the Streets, I highly recommend it. But they have a backseaters program, which is like Road Week, which is like Sick Ward, all that stuff. We're really kind of seeing this. And what made me think of it is I was in the Back to the Streets group yesterday, and one of the people was actually asking, like, hey, can I do this? But if I do this, do I have to drag race? And so, of course, that's what the backseaters and Road Week and Road Trip and Sick Ward and all that kind of stuff is for folks that want to go along the route. They want to have fun. They want to be involved in all of this, but they don't necessarily need to drag race. They're not looking to do that part of it. They just want to have the racer parties. They want to have all that kind of stuff. And I think we haven't even tapped into that part of the market yet. Like right now, the road tripper side of stuff is really just people that kind of want to go along with their friends, right? So like as that part of the thing grows, I can't wait to see what that does for the community, because a lot of people will start in the road trip because these events sell out so fast, jump on the road trip, and hopefully other events do like we do. Like if you road trip and want to race, you get early entry. You get like some kind of special opportunity to get in. Maybe they're voted on or whatever. So that'll be kind of cool. I'm excited. So Back to the Streets, May 21st through 25th, Muncie Dragway. It's going to be a really, really fun event. I was talking to Matt yesterday. This is going to be awesome, man. He's excited.
Yeah. I love the backseaters name. I think that's
Yeah.
fits right in with his theme. That's awesome.
Yep, that's exactly right. Well, this is gonna blow your mind. Are you ready for this? With moving the circuit 2025 to June, there are now 11 events in June. 11 events in June. There are just 3 days of racing in the entire month that are empty of a drag and drive right now.
Wow, that is wild. I knew we had Mega Week, and then I knew we had Sick Summer, and I knew we had the circuit now. And right there, that's there's 3 out of the 4 weeks have something going on there. So, and I did not even realize there was 8 more events still going on.
It's I think for drag and drive racers and fans, we miss the because we talk about it so much, we miss that there's that much going on, and all over the country, all over the world in the month of June. It's shaping up to be the craziest month in drag and drive history right now.
That's awesome.
Well, let's put numbers together today or tomorrow for the show for episode 102 to talk about how many drag and drive racers are going to be racing in June. It's going to be dude. I bet there's 2,000.
Well, yeah, because you're going to have 600 from Mega Week.
Yep. Hang on. I'm gonna make notes right now. So we have Mega Week, which is, let's say, 600. We have Sick Summer, which is going to be 300.
Yeah.
We have Big Sky, which is another 200, I think, for Big Sky. We have Home Quarter, which I don't know how many that's going to be. The circuit's going to be 200 for sure, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
Just right there, that's 700. That's 1,300 racers just right there in what we know off the top of our head.
Right, and that's 4 events out of 11.
Yeah.
So
should be pretty wild. We'll tell everybody where they can find those events at.
Yep. So if you guys head over to dragdriverepeat.com/event list hyphen 2025, or if you just hit dragdriverepeat.com and up in the title there, you'll see a thing for our schedule. So that'll check out all the events going on this year. And like we said, that's 41 events on the calendar so far for 2025.
Crazy. Thanks a bunch to Driven for stepping up and being our event sponsor. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, Ken Films Carcer says 200, maybe 250 in the UK event. Golly, dude. So that's 1,500 minimum right there. So we'll have those numbers on Wednesday night when we do episode 102 of the Drag Drive Repeat show.
Yeah,
Man,
that's gonna be insane.
definitely, definitely insane. All right, let's talk about some Deechworks stuff. I'm excited about this segment right here. Deechworks is a leading manufacturer of high performance fuel system components. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, fuel pumps, pump modules, fuel rails, regulators, filters, lines, and fittings, plus surge tanks, engineered to support power levels ranging from 400 to 2,200 horsepower. That's why they're the official fuel delivery system of Drag Drive Repeat right here. Since its founding, Deechworks has been committed to delivering quality, innovation, and precision to the automotive performance industry. Every DW product is built to maximize reliability and efficiency, which you got to have on Drag and Drive. I mean, let's be honest, ensuring optimal fueling solutions for racers, tuners, and performance enthusiasts worldwide, with a focus on engineering excellence and industry-leading customer support. Deechworks continues to drive the future of high performance fueling. I'm excited. I'm hoping the June dates work for them to come out and put up a vendor booth as well.
That'd be sweet.
Oh yeah. Well, let's talk about this, dude. This is a big deal. This whole Havlic's fastest streetcar reunion race or fastest streetcar shootout race is just absolutely growing, dude. It's
Oh yeah.
crazy the amount of stuff that they are posting about that are updates. This is like drag and drive adjacent, right? So we're going to start covering some of that stuff as well because there's so many events that do that. But dude, tell us about this Rick Dyer wild card thing.
Yep. So this was posted. Big news for the second annual Havlic's Fastest Streetcar Shootout tribute race presented by Redline Synthetic Oil in memory of the late Fastest Streetcar legend and wild man Rick Dyer. We're adding some of his signature excitement with the Rick Dyer Second Chance wild card. So back in 1993, during the original Fastest Streetcar Shootout, an on-site drive disqualified a lot of top racers, including Dyer himself. That led to the creation of the Outlaw Pro Street as a second chance class. So they're going to honor that moment by offering a second chance to racers who don't make the drive, letting them enter the Nostalgia Outlaw or Pro Street instead.
Yeah.
So pretty
This is,
interesting.
oh yeah, for sure. And again, second chance races I've never been a part of until I started my stuff with the Midwest Drag Race series because, dude, I didn't even know it was a thing, right? You don't do second chance races in drag and drive. It doesn't matter,
Right.
you know. So they're saying first round losers in each of the 7 competition classes are going to get a shot to jump back in, which is really cool because that's going to be the fastest first round loser. Let me say that out loud there. The Rick Dyer wild card will give the fastest first round loser in the 7 classes a shot to jump back in, which could be really, really cool to have the opportunity for those racers to get back in the race. You know, I mean, they were the fastest of round 1. They just lost. So maybe they red light or maybe they just get outran, you know, something like that. So, you're bringing the top guys back in. So it's exciting. The list of legends is growing. Classes are filling fast, and it's shaping up to be the streetcar event of the year. And dude, I'm telling you, we're going to be there. I can't wait. This is going to be really, really fun. Havlic's FSCshootout.com if you want to jump on there. They say here all streetcars and pro street builds, past and present, are welcome. To be on the drag and drive class, you do have to actually have entered a drag and drive in the history of drag and drive. You have to at least have your name listed on the sheets.
Yep. We got
All right,
a We got Hot Rods Hangout Speed Shop and Diner in here. And then we got a question here from Brian with the new dates. Will you need staff and or volunteers, or are you still covered for the circuit?
I would say if you're willing to volunteer, we are definitely going to need some spots right now. All of our staff have signed back up for the new dates. They all work for them. But listen, we're never going to turn down volunteers or lightly paid people. Like we're you know, with the move and some of the changes, our budget is going to be very tight. Let's just say that. But the yeah, anything you want to do to help, man, come on. We're willing to take single day volunteers, all weekend volunteers. Will take care of you, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, back to the wild card deal. This is really really cool. This event, it was great last year just because of some of the historical cars that showed up. This next year, a lot of those historical cars are going to be racing, from what I hear.
Yeah. Yeah. I've said before that the first event that they put on was a really, really cool and fun event.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that when I went into it. I knew it was going to be cool, but when I left, I'm like, man, that was a really good time. And now seeing all the stuff they're doing for the second year, man, this to me, this is a you can't miss event.
yeah, yeah, definitely for sure. And the move to Cordova, the move to a 3 day deal, it's only going to help grow it all from there. All right, well, let's talk about Car Chains 3D. Car Chains 3D should be your first choice for custom 3D printed parts for your project car. Corey can take your idea to reality. Maybe you're looking for that special car guy gift they can't get anywhere else. Corey produces one-off keychains or hats for that special person's special car. For Find more at carchains3d.com or on social by searching Car Chains 3D on Facebook and Instagram, or search for Corey Nicholson on Facebook. He posts all the time. Has a new location, bro. We talked about this
Yeah.
last week. Storefront. My man put a storefront together. And if you guys have been watching the build out area, or the manufacturing facility, I guess is really what you call it, is coming together, man. It looks so nice, and I can't wait. I'm hoping to go up a day early um, to Heads Up Hustle, which I'll be announcing at, if you guys don't know that yet. Go up there, look at the storefront, kind of get a tour, do some video stuff, kind of have some fun with Corey and the team there at Car Chains. And he told me yesterday with the new dates, he can make that work, and he's going to come down to the circuit 2025. So I said, bro, bring a bunch of stuff with you, get a table, and just set up a spot, man. Let's have some vendor area, kind of hang out, show people what you do, show people what you can and will do for them, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited. So I hope he brings a machine. It would be really neat if he could do that and be printing out, keychains and stuff like that right there on site. Easy
Yeah.
stuff. Now he's gotten into things like dashes. These are third gen panels for third gen Camaros and Firebirds. I mean, we talk about the keychains a lot because that's kind of what started, and it's a really good car guy gift, to get like the actual, like something that is of your actual car. But these kind of things are necessary for drag and drive racers, like Holly, like Holly panels, like the screens, putting in all kinds of different cars, like the dashes and stuff like this. Okay,
Yeah.
enough advertising for Corey, but like this thing is freaking awesome.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I don't know if you saw his post yesterday, but I thought this was really cool, and I just wanted to read through that just because it shows the growth of Corey here. And he said, honestly, today I sat back and was in a little awe at what Car Chains 3D has become. Literally started with me slinging PLA keychains on a printer my wife bought me for my birthday. It started as a way to stop spinning wrenches in my driveway to make race car money. Now we have our own storefront, thousands of parts in the world, like in multiple countries, over 600 orders just this year. It's been amazing. I can't wait to see what's to come. So this just really shows like what can start out as a hobby can literally turn into your business. And that's exactly what Corey has done with
Yep.
hard work and everything. So definitely proud to have him on board with everything we do here. And
Yeah.
hope he keeps growing even bigger.
Well, and I think that's what's really cool is like we're literally watching this take place like in front of our eyes. Like, he's in the time that he's been a part of Drag Driver Pete, he has moved. This is his second move, and it's both been to bigger facilities, now with the
Right.
storefront. Like that's a big deal. He did his first car show last year, and that was hugely successful for him. Like as far as like, putting up a vendor spot at a car show, you know, it's really, really cool to see the kind of just success he's having. I mean, and he works his butt off. He has a regular job, and then he said, I think he's going on a trip this week or next week, and so
Yeah.
he's been at the shop until midnight every night. He was up there till 2 a.m. last night, getting all the orders and things like that put together. Like it's just wild, it's motivating, to be honest. The level of stuff that he has been able to accomplish is really, really cool, and nothing but love for him. So yeah, glad you read that, man. Glad you read that. All
All
right.
right, let's get to some updates on some cars around the community. So this one is Donovan Linwood. He got the car certified and posted some update photos on Facebook saying, "I've never been so excited to get a sticker in my life. Finally feel like I can move forward on this thing." That was the first car update from him since December.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing something very, very soon. This is a big deal. We've been following this build for a long time. Like I think we started talking about this like back in September or October when he cut out the whole rear end to put. I think he was just putting torque boxes in, and then that just kind of completely grew out of the, or no, he was going from 850 to 750 cage and then put the torque boxes in, and that's when we picked up this build. Took a running driving car, tore it completely apart to put in this bigger, better cage to go faster. We're seeing this a lot. We're seeing a lot of guys that had that 850 cage that are leaning on their process or are leaning on their engines, or they're building a bigger setup, and 850 is relatively easy, in air quotes there, to get there nowadays. And so a lot of these guys are moving. Are we going to start seeing more and more 7-second cars?
Yeah, it's always a case of while I'm in there.
Bro, that man, that phrase has put cars on jack stands for years.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Next up is Ryan Hargett, and this dude. Listen, bro, we need updates, man. We need updates. I hope Ryan's watching this. On March 8th, Ryan posted this photo with the caption saying, "Living that red tag life now." This is a pro mod tag, meaning he can go very, very fast. If you guys are just seeing this car, this is the this is the twin turbo Coyote powered 70 Camaro that used to be a 858-inch nitrous setup. This is now a 3,000 plus horsepower twin turbo Coyote. This was debuted in the AFCO booth at PRI. I'm going to be asking for updates here shortly. Usually he watches the Saturday morning show while he's in the shop, so hopefully he's doing that. But guys, he said earlier in the year, maybe it was at PRI, that Drag Week is hopefully the debut of this car. I really, really hope it is. Fingers crossed. Get that in. That's just 5.5 months from now.
Oof.
Man, it's funny when 6 months sounds like, dude, you better get to work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just think PRI was 5 months ago.
Oh man.
Like
Ugh,
we're
golly.
already almost halfway to next year's PRI. Like, let that sink in.
Mm. Well, just a tease here, but hopefully we'll have a big PRI update here. I would say by the end of the month, maybe by the first part of May, but huge, huge news for us in PRI 2025.
We've got a couple things that we're just waiting on. Like we're about to release all kinds of stuff as soon as we can
Yeah.
get the
It's like,
okay.
well, and what's crazy is as you begin this like process of growth, it just takes time to put stuff together. And in the past, we've been really forward with everything, but now it's like we've got to get this stuff locked in 100%, to get it there. So, all right, well, let's talk about the next deal as we tease everybody. Cal Hayward Racing. You guys know I'm so pumped about this car. This is a car that also ties back to Ryan Hargett because of the Mustang. For like 7 or 8 years, Cal Hayward held the street or super street small block power adder record. until Ryan broke it in 2023 with the twin turbo Mustang that engine now powers this Camaro. Okay. So Ryan goes faster. Well, hey, Cal during that time has been putting this car back together. The car is done. It's ready. He went down to South Georgia Motorsports Park to the spring break, whatever they call that thing. I don't know. And you can see here with the chutes out, making a pass at SGMP. This shot's taken by BME Photography, one of the best guys that's out there doing this stuff, and went sevens. Oh, I didn't want to talk about that yet. Went sevens on just 20 psi. Crazy,
And that's
crazy.
Yeah. You know he's not leaning on it yet because he's just still getting it dialed in. But
yeah, this car is going to make more than 3,500 horsepower. And before it went low sevens, like 730s or 740s, this car is going to be solidly in the sixes. It is a big block Ford. He has moved up to Super Street big block power adder, or maybe even like a modified class. I don't know. I can't remember. Him and I've had the conversation, but I don't remember. So I'm excited to see this car come together with it running now. That means we get seasons of testing. But won't you tell us which event he's going to debut, which drag and drive event he's going to debut this car at?
Yeah, if you guys didn't see that little sneak peek there, Cal is signed up for his first drag and drive back in the car at Drop the Hammer in Michigan, May 30th through June 1st. So that is super exciting.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, this car here. So I messaged Carl this morning and was like, "Hey, am I reading this right? Am I seeing this? Is Cal signed up for this?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Man," he said, "this car is going to be a contender." And I'm telling you, this car could win it all. Like last year, Steve Morris took the quickest 8th mile regional event with the Boostmaster. So if Steve is there and Cal is there, this could really be man, this could be fun. Mid-Michigan Motorplex, one of the most beautiful tracks in the country, May 30th through June 1st. Drop the hammer. Oh, dude, this is going to be insane. I can't wait, man. I'm excited for Cal to do this.
Yeah, that's going to be sweet.
Yep. All right. That puts us into the stuff there, into the gentleman's agreement. Guys, just want to say thanks again to DeechWorks for their support of the brand and everything that we do here at Drag Drive Repeat. All right, you're going to lead us into this?
Yep. 1 second here. I'm making some notes for later.
All right. Well, I'll do the gentleman's agreement real quick. Guys, you know the deal. Here's the thing. We love doing this, but it takes time, money, energy, all the stuff that we have. All we ask in return of all of that work is that you hit that follow or subscribe button. The gentleman's agreement part of this is that we don't know if you do it or not, but we're going to do our part. You do your part. That's kind of how this works. And again, we can't do this without our race car friends that have been here for a long time. Big shout out. Love you guys. Love you so much. Thank you so much for all the support and all the care that you give us and send us. And can't wait to see you guys at the next event that's up. And then thank you to our sponsors. Summit Racing makes all of this possible. DeechWorks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Without them, we couldn't do this. I mean, literally, we couldn't. So if you're spending money, try and spend it with them. We would appreciate that for sure. And then the Molly Motorsport segment here, we're going to go over a few different things. This is going to be kind of fun. Attention, high performance enthusiasts and racers, meet the Molly Motorsport Power Pack Kit, your ultimate solution for power packed performance. The Power Pack pistons are made from either 4032 aluminum alloy to allow for tighter cylinder to wall clearances and improved temperature stability, or 2618 alloy to allow for increased detonation resistance. What sets Molly apart? Forged pistons, Grafal coating, and phosphate treatment for peak performance and durability. Elevate your ride with Molly Motorsport, where performance meets precision. Visit mollymotorsport.com for more details. And for the podcast listeners, Molly is spelled Mahle.
Yes.
This right here, sick wild cards. We talked about this just briefly on Wednesday night in episode 101. This is a big deal. This is a big deal for everyone going to Sick Week 2026, which is stacking up to be, again, they bill it as a Super Bowl of Drag and Drive. I think it's going to be that. Like, we're really looking at Performance that we haven't seen before is kind of the thought I have going into Sick Week 2026. 11 events are on the wild card list. With I have 3 regional in the notes here, but it's actually 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 11 events are taking place, and they're taking a certain portion, like top 3 overall, or the overall winner, for regional events and national level events that will earn early registration into Sick Week 2026. We all know that event it's selling out in seconds. I think it's probably like there's probably 30 spots available to the public by the time it gets there. So they have the top 100 averages get a spot, get early entry opportunity, and well, and or the top 100 passes. So most of those will overlap. So say you have 130 that are that, right. So now you're only limited. That's 170 to the public. That goes pretty freaking quick when you start looking at it. So Sick has come up with a way to kind of help with that, and that is the wild card. So events like Drop the Hammer Michigan, Back to the Streets, the Circuit 2025 are going to be offered. This is a big deal, man. This is big. The top racers out of those regional events are going to be offered early registration opportunity. Other events include like Sick Summer, Six Smokies, Mega Week. They're taking the top 3 overall at Mega Week. Like, man, there's just so much rolling into this. Like, we're really going to see that number 100 keep dropping from Sick Week 2026. So this is
Yeah.
cool. And I said 5 events. It's Sick at the Rock and Sick at the Green are the other regional drag and drive events that are going to be included in that. And I think they're taking the top racer from both of those, or maybe the top 3 from Sick at the Rock and Sick at the Green. I can't remember how it shakes down, but they are taking the top 3 from the circuit. That's all I know. So bring
Yeah.
it on, baby. Let's go. Thank you so much to Sick for including us in that whole mix there.
Yeah. Here asking about what about the top 100 drag and drive car list?
Yeah, so we have I don't have the 2025 on because it's just the top 100 from Sick Week right now. Until we get to June, and every week in June we'll be updating it. So yeah, we're going to be building it out. We do have the top 100 from 2017 through 2024 on the Drag Drive Repeat page. If you guys wanted to take a look at it, I'll pull it up and put it in the comment section now. My plan is to continue to build out the top 100 historically and go back as far as we can. I'd like to go back to 2005 on that. There weren't 100 cars in that, so maybe we just kind of as the number begins to drop, we'll top 50, top 25, things like that.
Right.
So that should give you the link in the chat there on the side to get you to the dragdriverepeat.com/top 100 for all the historical stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. All right. Do you want to? I realized I skipped over the power tube ad read there. So you want to knock that out for us?
Yeah. Rev up your engines with PowerTube TV, the ultimate destination for automotive entertainment. You can stream for free on the web, Roku, mobile apps, and more. You can catch replays of our show and exclusive content that we provide to them, and also other top creators featuring classics like Pinks and Pastime. You guys know that they've been coming out with new episodes of that stuff, and they're going to be announcing a new host soon as well, plus original new shows. PowerTube TV isn't just a platform, it's a community. Join the content creator development program, just like we're in, and be a part of something special. So you can find more about that at watchpttv.com.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to make some notes here. I see 918 Motorsports in here talking about, he said, "What's up, guys? Back here slinging parts in the 918, listening to y'all on this crappy rainy day." If y'all don't know, 918 is the Tulsa zip code. So it would have sucked race trying to drive in this weekend. And then Trevor Brandon here asking about the top 100 for the Sick Week early entry. I think they've probably already sent that list out, or they will be sending that list out sometime in September. But yeah, I can put something together. I mean, it's super easy to do. I can probably have that done later today. I'll write a quick article about that. So I'm going to make that note here now. Top
Right.
100.
And then probably jump in here to the Howard's Cam community segment. Want me to go ahead and hit that video?
Let's do it.
All right.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Harris from the Monoxide Podcast. Real quick, Howard's Cams was founded as a racing cam manufacturer almost 80 years ago when Howard Johansson created Howard's Power and Racing Equipment in 1945. Howard's Cams has always used on-track experience to design the most powerful designs, and today they have an even greater group of experienced racers in circle track, drag racing, road race, mud bog, and marine. They use all this input plus the most advanced computer software to design the most competitive race-winning products. From pioneers in drag racing and oval track to cutting-edge marine development, Howard's Cams is at the forefront of the industry. So make sure to reach out to our friend Luke B for your next valve train upgrade.
And if y'all don't know, that's the sweet, buttery voice of Harris from the Monoxide Podcast. Bro, I'm so sad because he was coming.
I know.
Him and Dan, his co-hosts, were coming down. We were fixing to pop their cherry on the Drag and Drive. And like Dan has this super sweet GT500. Like, man.
Are they going to make the new dates?
Nope. There'll be at Road America then. So, like, gosh, dang it. So they'll be back for the circuit 2026. But big shout out to Harris. His channel's growing like crazy. It's awesome. Does a great podcast. Talks to a lot of, obviously automotive people. I mean, that's why we know him. But at the same time, man, just has really grown. We did PRI 2023 with him. As a podcast in his early days. I think he was on like episode 60 or something like that. Now he's on like 160 and just absolutely crushes it. Travels the country doing this kind of stuff and living the dream, man. It's really fun. Here's a fun story. He almost went and got a job, and he was like, "Nope, no, I'm gonna buckle down. I'm gonna make this happen. I've got another month or two of money." And then you saw that hard work pay off, and now it's his full-time gig, man. I love it. So congratulations to Harris. If you're not listening to the Monoxide Podcast, you need to do it. It's a great one. All right.
I remember 2023 PRI. We're like, we're going to go meet up with these couple guys in an Airbnb and record a podcast, and hopefully we come out alive. And now I would go sit down and talk with those guys for hours any day of the week. They are awesome. Love catching up with them. We got to see them at PRI this past year. Didn't record with them, but we did get to stop and talk to them for a little bit. So pretty cool.
And I was just thinking, as you were saying that, what we should have been doing, we need to hire somebody. Maybe we bring the boys with us, Noel and Ryan, to PRI next year. We just get some DJI mics, and man, we're just mic'd up like football players.
Yeah, I mean,
because there's a lot of amazing conversations we're having, but we're not getting those. We're not going to pull out the camera and record real quick and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because there's a lot of stuff that we could probably go back and we're like, dang, we should have recorded that and we didn't. But that's a really good idea.
Yeah, and some one-liner type stuff that would come from that. Some small conversations that are in there,
and thered be lots of bloopers.
Oh man, yeah. That is for sure. All right, well, let's talk about this Heads Up Hustle again event that I'm announcing later this year, July 25th through 27th, presented by Mailing Performance. AFCO has stepped on board as the unlimited class sponsor, but also they're giving away a set of shocks and struts in a random drawing of finishers. Got to finish. Of Heads Up Hustle. So get registered, enjoy your time racing, and finish the weekend. And you might go home with a brand new set of shocks or struts with a spring setup for your application. This is kind of cool, man. We're seeing a lot of these big brands. AFCO's a huge brand. Come into Drag and Drive and do these kind of giveaways, man. It's going to be really, really cool. And of course, finishers of that are also going to be, right there. You might as well join the No Half Sins streetcar shootout type deal that's going to happen on the last day of Heads Up Hustle. So just get it on your mind is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Be there or be square. All right. My one of my favorite people in all of Drag and Drive. Tell us about Mr. Rich Guido and what he's got going.
Yeah. None other than Rich Guido is leaving tomorrow for Yellow Belly Drag Strip and the Small Tire Gangsters race, which he was at last year and you guys were at. And you guys are also going to be at again this year, correct?
Yep. I'm excited. So we're going to be Richard Brewer and I, Dirty Panda, for everybody that's out there. We're going to be at the Midwest Drag Race Series season opener Extreme Nationals at XRP, which is only about 45 minutes from Yellow Belly. And listen, if I have the opportunity to go see some race car friends, I'm doing it, bro. So we're going to head over after Pro Mod qualifying on Friday night. We're going to head over to Yellow Belly and jump in there and get some content. Richard's going to be flying his drone, which is, man, he's one of the best drone operators that I know of. Just his shots and level and ability of flying is great. I can't wait to see some race car friends, man. There's a lot of car guys, a lot of race car friends that are going to be over there at Yellow Belly to see this. And dude, get to see the king, Mr. Rich Guido, Mr. Canadian Chuck Norris. It's going to be really, really fun.
Heck yeah.
Yep. Well, let's blast through this next little bit here. Martin Kilroy, Marty, came all the way from Virginia to, and there's about 10 pictures. If you want to scroll through some of this, I'll talk about it as we go here. He came all the way from Virginia to race at the circuit 2025. Sadly, he will not be able to come back for the makeup dates. So we'll see the 1929 Model A again for the circuit 2026. Marty is a park ranger in Virginia, and so he just can't make the summers work. This is going to be really cool. So what he did, they took the time, man. They went over, they hit all the route stops that were along the way, the Blue Whale, Gearhead Curios, which they're at right here in these photos, Hot Rod Hangout, which they were at before then, Boots Court, which wasn't one. And I thought this shot was really cool. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. I would love to have an old service station as a car build fun shop. You know what I mean? This isn't something I want to run every day, but something that would be fun, cool displays of cars, all that kind of stuff. So they took the shot here in Miami, Oklahoma, which we were going to drive right through the middle of, and we'll drive right through the middle of in June when we come through. But Highway Cafe, they drove along, hit Afton, Oklahoma, lots of photos there. If you guys aren't friends with Martin Kilroy on Facebook, I'd highly recommend it. They're documenting their adventure. They're going to follow 66 all the way up to St. Louis, hitting stops along the route there. And so I can't wait to see what they do in Springfield. They're going to be going crazy in Springfield. So they should be there in a couple of hours. So if you guys are looking for somebody to follow, he is private on Facebook, so you will have to friend request him to see all the photos. This is Boots Court. You guys will remember it from last year. We had a big stop there. I think we need to stop there at night, dude. Maybe we need to figure out a racer party in Carthage, and we can all go by for a photo shoot at Boots Court with all the neons on and things like that.
Yeah. And I'll have a drone. I'll have my drone this year. Imagine that shot from above.
Whew, that'll be a good one. 13 rooms, is very, very small. Cars on the route right here. I wish it was dry out there because some of our burnouts from 2023 are probably still there.
Yeah.
So Chris Story came this year back in the silver Camaro, looking to do 300 foot more of burnout down that spot of road. So big shout out to Martin for coming, Marty for coming all the way over here, and his co-pilot Tim. You know, they were willing to fight the rain and do it in this car with no windshield. They have no windshield on the car. They were willing to do it, but man, it just didn't work out for the April event. But I'm glad they, like Marty said, you got one life, man. You better live it. So he's living it up. That's for sure. So thanks to him. It was great hanging out with him at the Hard Rock Casino. Him, Jason Hurley, Stone Cipher, Aaron Fowler came by there. Chris Story and his uncle came by there. Melissa Morrow, Chris Fetcher. Who else? Kevin and Cassie Lowry were there. Man, there was just so many people there. I can't, the later in the night it got, the less I remembered.
Well, let's talk about these guys right here.
Yep.
So so here we've got Jason Hurley and we've got Nico, and they had an adventure as well, right?
Oh man. So of course they came in from Colorado. Got there Thursday morning to tech. Obviously, the situation, that's the way it goes sometimes, but they unloaded the car, drove around all day Saturday or all day Friday, part of the day Saturday, part of the day today they'll drive around. And right here, they This is them dropping off all of the donations that they took up in Colorado to the Youth Services of Tulsa building right there in Owasso. So big shout out to Jason Hurley, Nico, and his family. I think Terry or Trey, I can't remember. I'm sorry. Isaiah in the truck back there in the back came from Iowa. Went ahead and hung out, man. They had a good weekend. I think several people did that. Just went ahead and spent some time, kind of spending time in Tulsa, getting a lay of the land for when they come back in June. So this is gonna be really cool. Jason, it's funny. He's looking to go like in the 220s this year in the Firebird, and they built this Buick for his wife, Roxanne. And dude, you should have seen the smile on his face anytime he talked about driving this car around. He's like, it's the most fun I've ever had. He's like, it just does big, gnarly burnouts, sounds good, looks cool. Like, he's like, man, more people. That's what I keep saying. More people should build 11 and 12-second cars that do good burnouts.
Yeah. 100%.
Yep. So it's like, these weekend events are like car guy vacations, man.
Yeah.
Or definitely drag and drive car vacations, because, go like a 6-second car all week. That's hard.
Yeah.
Build you a car like this, it's kind of fun.
Yep, that's right.
All right. Well, what segment are we even on still? Howard's Cam.
We're on Howard's Cam. That is the last bit of our Howard's Cam community segment.
Yep.
Again, big shout out to those guys for going by and dropping off the donations. That is awesome for them to do that while they were here. We appreciate that. I'm sure the Youth Services of Tulsa also appreciated that. So.
Yep. Well, perfect. Well, dude, I saw you snuck the photo in there, man. Let's talk about the Racing Junk classified segment here.
Yep. So Racing Junk again is our official buy-sell trade partner of Drag Drive Repeat. Should be your go-to destination for everything from race cars to trailers, engines, and more. Listen, they added a drag and drive category for us. And when I was searching on there this morning, there was 36 cars in the drag and drive section in there. So that is super awesome. I've got a couple here that I am going to show. So let me get this shared here real quick and show you what I found this week, because I got some ones that I think are pretty sweet. All right, this one I absolutely love. I know it's not a complete car, but this is a 68 Camaro tube chassis 4-link with a title, 15 grand. Now, to me, this sounds like a deal.
Yeah. And dude, look at the stance on that thing. Oh.
Right. To me, this is absolutely gorgeous. I would love to put something like this together. This is in North Benton, Ohio. It's essentially a Pro Mod 68 Camaro with a title, lots of expensive parts on it. It's a Chris Alston tube strut chassis, tub fab 9-inch rear end, 411 gears, Coney coilovers, 4-wheel, Willwood disc brakes, fiberglass trunk, doors, front end. It's set up for a small block Chevy, big block Chevy, LS. It's got a 2019 LT53 aluminum backed by a 10-speed automatic.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love this. Comes with lots of extra parts, not limited to brand new seats with covers, seat belts, bunch of sheet metal for interior, an extra 5.3 with a 6-speed auto. The list goes on. Cage has been certified, but will need a recert. The funny car hoop was removed to relocate it. Chris Alston still sells this kit, was making it a street legal drag and drive car, like $15K or best offer. This, trust me, if somebody could loan me $15K, I would be on the road to buy this today.
No way. They need to loan you $22,000.
Well,
we got to get this thing done. We don't need it to be somebody else. It doesn't need to sit like this in somebody else. So, like, you got to have that extra money,
Yeah.
Got to get that. So, hey, somebody just send Eric $22,000. He'll put the Mustang on hold and put all the stuff in this car.
I tell you what, You give me 22,000 and I'll take the engine out of the Mustang and you can have the rest of the car and I'll put this together instead.
Right. Yeah,
Uh,
that's a great one, man.
yeah, I really like this. And then I got one more here. This one is super cool. 57 Ford 300 gasser, 557 big block Ford for 25.
Wow. I feel like that's a really good deal. And I kind of want to drive that.
Yeah, we've got definitely opposite ends of the spectrum here with these two cars, but this one is super cool. This one's in San Diego, California. It's 57 Ford 300 gasser, 557 big block Ford, 11.2 to 1 compression, 9-inch with 40 spline axles, 410 gear and a spool. It has a trans brake and a line lock. Great street strip car. Runs cool, hauls ass, and gets tons of looks. Clean California title.
Wow. Hey, if somebody buys this and shows up at either Rocky Mountain Race Week, Mega Week, or Redwood Rally, I'll give you a big hug. That thing looks so fun.
Yeah. Yep, super cool. And again, these are what you can find on the Racing Junk category under Drag and Drive. Just head over to racingjunk.com, go to their drag race section, and click on the Drag and Drive category. And you can find tons of cars like this and more. Again, 36 cars currently listed in that section right now.
And man, that number changes. You can go in there a couple times a week and it'll be like 38 or 40, and then it's like 32 and then 36 like today. I mean, that's awesome. We love the Racing Junk team for doing that. So appreciate them a whole bunch.
Yep.
All right, man. Lead us out, dude. We're just a hair over. I've got to quit rambling. So we keep this under an hour.
All right. Again, thanks everybody. All of our race car friends. You guys know we talked about it a bunch already. Tough decision not to host the circuit this weekend, but we think it's the right decision to keep you guys safe, your cars safe. We don't want anything happening. So hopefully we will see all of you guys again at the end of June. But thank you for being our race car friends. And again, without our sponsors, this wouldn't be possible. So Summit Racing, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solution, WAF Racing, Performabuilt Transmission, Car Chains 3D, PowerTube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk. Everybody enjoy your Saturday. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys on Wednesday night.
Yep. See you guys.